Audiobook Academy Biography presents Oskar Schindler. During World War II, Oskar Schindler, a German businessman, employed more than 1,100 Jews to keep them safe from the Nazis. Was Oskar Schindler really a thing of the past? He was born in 1908 to a German Catholic family, Oskar Schindler. Upon graduating from high school, he began working for his father's farm machinery company after completing trade schools. He was a member of the German Secret Service before becoming a Nazi. Unlikely candidate for heroism during World War II, as an opportunistic businessman who enjoyed the better things in life. His factory saved more than 1,000 Polish Jews from detention camps and extermination by employing them throughout the war. Schindler's List, a 1993 film by Steven Spielberg, tells his narrative. Early life. Schindler was born in the city of Svitavy, Zwickau, currently part of the Czech Republic, on April 28, 1908. Oskar's father, Hans Schindler, was a farm equipment manufacturer, and his mother, Louisa, was a homemaker. German-speaking Oskar and his sister Elfriede both went to an excellent but not remarkable school. Instead of going to college, he went to a trade school and took classes in a variety of fields. Having dropped out of school in 1924, Oskar Schindler worked as an odd-job man and tried to find a path in life. He met Emily Peltzel in 1928, married her, and was drafted into the military not long after. Later, he worked for his father's company, which went bankrupt during the Great Depression, until he was able to return to school. Whenever Schindler wasn't working, he was drinking and having affairs, which he continued to do for the majority of his life. From spy to entrepreneur in the illicit market. The rise of Adolf Hitler and the German Nazi Party in the 1930s altered Europe's political landscape profoundly. He joined a local pro-Nazi group, sensing the shift in political momentum, and began gathering information for the German army. As a result of the German annexation of the Sudetenland, he was sentenced to death by Czech authorities in 1938, although he was released soon after. In this second chance, Schindler would seize it. The outbreak of World War II was sparked by Germany's invasion of Poland in September 1939. To take advantage of the approaching conflict, Schindler abandoned his wife and headed to Krakow. He rapidly became involved in the illicit market in search of commercial prospects. Schindler bribed high-ranking German officers with gifts of gratitude, contraband goods. In October, Schindler purchased a former Jewish enamelware firm in order to extend his business interests. Factory of Enamelware. With a tiny workforce, Oskar Schindler renamed the enterprise Deutsche Emelwarenfabrik, German Enamelware Factory, and began manufacturing. Schindler was able to get multiple German army contracts for kitchenware because of his economic acumen and influence peddling. Schindler soon contacted Itzhak Stern, a Jewish accountant, who connected Schindler with Krakow's Jewish population in order to hire workers for the factory's production lines. At its peak in 1944, the company had more than 1,700 employees. Schindler initially hired Jewish laborers because they were a more affordable Polish workforce. Schindler's stance shifted, however, as Nazi atrocities against the Jewish population multiplied. By consulting Stern, he found reasons to hire more Jewish workers regardless of their abilities. Nearly half of Schindler's workforce was Jewish by 1942, and they were referred to as the Schindlerjuden, Schindler Jews. Itzhak Stern and several hundred of his co-workers were among the Jews of Krakow who were sent to concentration camps by the Nazis. Schindler rushed to the railway station and approached an SS officer, saying that his workers were crucial to the war effort. Schindler was finally able to liberate his staff and return them to the plant after a tense few minutes of name-dropping and veiled threats. This is the list of people Schindler saved from death. Krakow's Jewish community was decimated by the Nazis in early 1943, and the Plazzo concentration camp was opened by the notoriously brutal leader, Amon Goth. With Goth's help, Schindler saved the lives of his workers who faced deportation to concentration camps or execution by bribing them with black market gifts or money. Plazzo was turned into a concentration camp in 1944, and all of the camp's Jewish inmates were deported to Auschwitz. When Schindler requested that Goth enable him to transfer his business and make war goods, Goth agreed to do so. He was instructed to compile a list of the employees he wished to accompany him on his journey. A list of 1,100 Jewish names that Schindler felt vital for the new plant was compiled with Stern's assistance. The factory was relocated after permission was given. Schindler ordered his workers to manufacture intentionally flawed items so that they would fail inspection since he didn't want to help Germany in the war. The workers remained in the plant for the remainder of the war. Later life and death. During World War II, Emily moved to Krakow with Oskar, who used his wealth to bribe authorities and preserve the lives of the employees he employed. Schindler and his wife fled to Argentina with the help of the Schindlerjet in the day after the war ended in order to evade prosecution for his prior spying. Schindler tried farming for more than a decade before declaring bankruptcy in 1957. He left his wife and fled to West Germany, where he attempted to start a cement firm but was unsuccessful. The Schindlerjet provided Schindler with financial support for the rest of his life. Oskar Schindler was a righteous Gentile recognized by Yad Vashem in 1962, and he was buried in Jerusalem's Mount Zion Catholic Cemetery at the age of 66 in 1974. Schindler's List, directed by Steven Spielberg in 1993, told the story of Oskar Schindler. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.